last 5 years, almost every human hardwired need is being moved online. And at the same time, the devices that they're being moved to are now small, portable, connected, and available 24/7, and are going to be in the hands of a substantial proportion of the human race. And every year, only one thing happens: more and more people are connected. I just want to offer that if you're in the solving needs problem, your total available market is almost everybody on the planet, and the platforms that they have available just grow every year. So the question I would be asking is, what need am I connecting to that's moving from a physical need, or one that was solved physically, to one that's now solved on the web, and the web allows me to do something on a scale that I could never do before. The biggest success for me personally was that when I was being walked out of a VC office who thought I had the stupidest idea they'd ever heard. This was a VC I loved, and I thought was the best VC for marketing was a guy named Bill Davidow, when I was trying to build an enterprise software company. And my first idea, admittedly, was the stupidest idea. And Bill said, "Steve, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. You really don't understand enterprise software." And literally, as he was walking me out the door, he was explaining to me everything I ought to know about enterprise software. And by the time I crossed the threshold of the door, I had re-engineered our company to do exactly what he was throwing me out to do. He passed on that company. He passed on that company, Epiphany. Kleiner Perkins didn't pass, and we returned $1 billion to Kleiner Perkins because Bill Davidow threw me out of his office, giving me the world's best idea. We insist that you talk to 10 to 15 customers a week. If you're not moving at that pace, you're not moving at startup pace. And you get to present to your peers and the teaching team sitting in the back, who's a lot less polite than I'm being now, and you do that week after week. Let me tell you, that measures progress, and that kind of forces progress. It's not only about code, it's about progress outside the building. Just think about when you give a VC pitch, an investor pitch. Has anybody ever given a venture capital pitch? It's essentially, a summary of a business plan, which is crap, because a business plan is a static point in time. It says, here I am on this day. And if you really think about it, here's the opportunity, and here's the problem, and here's my solution, here's my team, and here are my financials. What a bunch of crap. That's not what a startup is about. A startup really is, hey, here's what I thought. Great, oh, okay. Yeah, but you know what? It really was a bad idea. Well, why? Well, I went out and talked to 20 people, and here's what they taught me. So here was my next idea. Oh, well, that's kind of, can we talk about that? No, then we found out that after talking to another 20 people, why are you here? Well, because finally we're here for third iteration. We're here because we pivoted over here, and people are trying to give us money. And we don't, know how to scale our company, so we just are here because we want you to help us scale. Boy, that's an interesting venture pitch. Instead of, I'm here, here's my idea, here's my plan, we're just one of 50 other people. That actually teaches you something about, or teaches VCs that you're a team capable of learning and by getting out of the building. Sometimes you get big companies who are interested and say, this is great, but can you build a version for us, right? And we'll pay you money. And when you're a starving startup, your first answer is, why, of course, how high would you like me to jump? And then you get another, customer, oh, you built it for them, can you build it for us? Well, yeah, but, one of the key things, and it sounds like you're doing a good job at this, but that a CEO or founder of a startup, when they're approached by large corporations, need to do is, if you're not turning any of those deals down, you're probably ending up to be a consultant, not a product company. What the art is you want large corporations to drag you to the space you were going to head already, or two is convince you that the space you were heading was wrong. One of those two. But when you just start taking deals for money because you need the next paycheck, you actually end up sucking up all your resources, and you kind of lose sight of your vision. And that's particularly the founders. I hope you understand that you're closer to artists than you are engineers or business people. Founders are artists because, other people have jobs. But artists actually want to create something. They see things that other people don't. and they bring them into reality by force of will against impossible odds. And that's the definition of what you are all doing. Because if you're doing it for the pay or for anything else, you're not a founder and you're not a startup. You're doing it because you have this vision you want to bring to reality. And that, if you really think about it, is more of art history than it is business history. And that's why this is so hard to explain to people who have other things that look like jobs, you know, but they're in large companies and they don't quite understand why are you sleeping under your desks.